Welcome back, gamers. Today, we're diving into the mystical world of Honkai Star Rail to bring you short guide on the newest addition to the game, Xuan. Strap yourselves in because we're about to take you on a cosmic adventure across the stars. If you like the video, remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to get updated on any videos that come out. First things first, let's talk about Xuan's core gameplay mechanics. Her playstyle revolves around her incredible Matrix of Prescience field, which not only boosts the max HP and crit rate of her allies, but also redirects a whopping 65% of the incoming damage towards her. She's a true tank, shielding her teammates from harm, while dishing out some serious damage herself. As we look into her abilities, Xuan's path is preservation, which may seem a bit odd considering her lack of shield abilities. However, rather than casting a shield on her allies, Xuan's role is to redirect incoming damage to herself using her skill. Basically, Xuan is the shield. Beware that her allies only distribute 65% of the incoming damage to Xuan, and this amount can't be increased through upgrades. That said, Xuan's skill also improves her allies' max HP and critical rate. The latter grants up to a 15% critical rate boost at upgrade level 9, which is extremely helpful for most DPS allies. Xuan's talent is also used to protect the team, namely by decreasing the amount of incoming damage for all allies. Furthermore, her talent plays a very important role in keeping her alive, restoring her HP whenever it falls below the 50% threshold. This effect requires a trigger count, which can be obtained through Xuan's ultimate. Beware that the ultimate requires 135 energy, so you may have to rely on energy regeneration in your Xuan build. Her ultimate attack also deals a high amount of quantum damage to all enemies, making this her most powerful attack. As you would expect, the damage scales with her max HP. Finally, don't underestimate Xuan's basic attack, which scales with her HP rather than her attack power. As her HP needs to be as high as possible anyway, you can use her basic attack to deal decent damage and recover skill points for the team. Just make sure the skill's effect, Matrix of Prescience, is always active. As we move on to her traces, we will look at the most important aspect of her trace leveling. Tai, the Macrocosmic, bonus ability Ascension 2. When Matrix of Prescience is active, Xuan will regenerate 20 energy extra when she uses her skill. Dunjia, the Metamystic, bonus ability Ascension 4. When Xuan's ultimate is used, it heals all other allies by an amount equal to 5% of Xuan's max HP, plus 133. Liren, the Sexagenary, bonus ability Ascension 6. If a target enemy applies crowd control debuffs to allies while the Matrix of Prescience effect is active, all allies will resist all crowd control debuffs applied by the enemy target during the current action. This effect can only be triggered once. When Matrix of Prescience is activated again, the number of times this effect can be triggered will reset. Xuan can unlock up to 3 additional passive trace abilities, as listed. The first one allows you to trigger her ultimate a bit more often, which is certainly helpful. The second and third are much more powerful though. Dunjia, the Metamystic, grants Xuan a healing ability which, considering her high HP count, should make a big difference in the team's survival chances. Liren, the Sexagenary, resists crowd control effects from an enemy attack if the skill effect is active, which is a massive help if you're fighting against bosses with highly damaging status effects. As for Xuan's remaining ability, Trace Upgrades, prioritize her talent to greatly decrease incoming damage. Go for her skill next, mostly to improve the critical rate boost, followed by her ultimate and basic attack. While you should always try to unlock Xuan's HP percent and effect resistance stat bonuses, the critical rate boost isn't that important. As most of everybody at the moment has already seen her eidalons, we'll skip through summarizing it and go to the juicy stuff. Although it's hard to improve eidalon levels on a 5-star character, Xuan's eidalon level 1 would make a big improvement. As long as you keep up the skill effect, all allies will receive a 30% critical damage boost, which is equal to half the maximum stat on a 5-star relic. That said, beware that Xuan has a signature light cone. If you don't have a suitable 5-star light cone for her yet, getting this weapon instead of eidalon level 1 is probably the best course of action. Eidalon level 2 provides a safety net for the team, but you do not need it if your current protection is strong enough. Eidalon level 4 is much more useful as the energy regeneration not only benefits Xuan's damage output, but also her self-healing ability. And last but not least, Eidalon level 6 offers a huge ultimate damage boost, but it's not a requirement for Xuan to fulfill her combat role. The best light cone for your Xuan build is her signature weapon. She already shut her eyes. As long as Xuan keeps her skill effect active, she's bound to receive damage, thus triggering the damage bonus for her team. This 5-star light cone will also restore a huge chunk of HP for every team member at the start of each enemy wave, thereby greatly improving the team's survival chances. Another amazing 5-star light cone for Xuan is Texture of Memories. It grants her a shield and decreases incoming damage, which will help to fulfill her role as a tank. Unlike She Already Shut Her Eyes, though, this light cone doesn't offer any team buffs, so if your current Xuan build is already able to handle all incoming damage, it may not be the optimal choice. Although most 4-star preservation light cones would work on Xuan, Landau's choice stands out for its taunt ability and damage reduction. Of course, Xuan's skill already redirects damage dealt against allies, but only 65%. If your allies are still struggling to manage their health, this taunt ability will make a difference. Before you pick a 5-star or 4-star light cone, however, beware that there's an amazing 3-star option too: Defense. Having little to do with the defense stat, this light cone recovers Xuan's HP every time she uses her ultimate. In other words, your tank will be taking damage while constantly healing herself, thus making her as good as indestructible. You can go 2 different ways while choosing Xuan's relics. Either improve her strength as a tank, or try to improve her damage output. If you choose the latter, go for the Genius of Brilliant Stars set with critical rate and quantum damage main stats. But beware that Xuan won't be as good as specialized DPS characters. It's therefore better to continue the path to immortality with a combination of the Guard of Wuthering Snow and Longevous Disciple sets. Doing so will keep your Xuan alive even against the toughest opponents. Combining this with either the Broken Keel or Fleet of the Ageless Planner Ornament set will greatly improve Xuan's support role. Fleet of the Ageless is usually the best planner ornament for Xuan, as you don't need to stack up on effect resistance, but use Broken Keel if your teammates are in need of extra critical damage. And there you have it, folks. A short guide on mastering Xuan in Honkai Star Rail. We hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful in your quest to conquer the game. Remember, she's a true powerhouse, protecting her team and dealing devastating blows to her enemies. So will you be pulling for her? Let us know in the comments below.